dementia. It was severe dementia. My dad's life shattered right there. This was his partner of 36 years and had been diagnosed with an incurable and rapidly progressing disease. Their plans vanished in a matter of minutes. We have been losing my mom over the past 3 years. Incredibly, each comprehension of the life has forever been erased. Mom is not who we are, but we know who she is and we love her dearly. My dad has been very honest about her email. His shifts start at 5:30 a.m. and end around 10 p.m. 7 days a week. No holidays and no weekends. He works on the farm and is saving about we can only it's their sense giving up this life freedom. And does cook and clean and do the laundry and feed and bathe my mom and give her all her meds without ever complaining. He says that even on your worst days, you can still be a blessing in other people's lives. Thank you, Secret. I am live. I think I'm live. I do not see anybody in the chat. I think I'm live. I'm live to talk about my trials and tribulations of building your own PC. There he is. Captain Craig, how are you? Sean, how are you? Very good. Yeah, not much to do about guitars, although I do have my DAW installed on here on this new build, which is actually let me bring that back up here. This let me see now, share screen. We'll do that oh, wrong one. That one right there. All right, that's what I built. And let me see, I don't need to yeah, let's just put that together. Let me see, Sean and Captain Craig. Very good. Rick Hefner, how you doing? This is a Asus board I have in here, but I wanted to do an all white build, with a white motherboard. I got this white huge CPU cooler, and the first motherboard, man, it wouldn't boot. The Gigabyte, it would I couldn't get it to boot. Just a red light. I couldn't get the fans to move. Sometimes they would, and switching power supplies, and it just wouldn't go. And then, with these new boards, you can update the BIOS without a CPU, without memory or CPU in. And I tried that, and it just, it shouldn't take more than 5 minutes to update a BIOS, like at the most 5 or 7 minutes. And I'll let it go for an hour and just didn't stop blinking. And I said, man, I got to tear it down and take it apart. So one good thing about Micro Center, when you return things, they give you on a CPU and motherboard, they give you 15 days to return. Everything else, like the graphics card, like 30 days. But anyway, so this was a Saturday, and I went back. I returned it on a Tuesday, I think it was. Yeah, I returned it on a Tuesday. And so I had my mind like I was going to. I mean, I took a class, Sean, but I mean, you don't need any. All you do is plug and pray. You plug things up and pray, right? And I'll go over some of the problems I had too. It's like I haven't built a lot. I guess I got for being as old as I am, 69. I got into computers late, like in the late, like 96, 97. I got into computers, but I really got into it. I started reading about it. I took a course in 2001. But anyway, I built a few of them before I took a course. But there's a whole bunch of stuff on YouTube. You can. But I haven't built a whole lot, a ton of them. I say between 1996 now, maybe 10, 15, probably not even that many. I'm probably exaggerating a little bit. And I never had one that would never boot up. I had one with a power supply that died like 3 hours later. I just had to swap that out. New parts. but this is the first time I could not get it to be. It wouldn't get off. It wouldn't get off the. There was like a, you got these diagnostic lights that would hang on that memory, and I noticed when these parts I got at a Micro Center, the guys telling me, the board I wanted, and it was the Gigabyte Aurora's Elite White AX Ice, something like that. Anyway, I wasn't going to do RGB, but I said, all right. So he gave me RAM, but he gave me 6400 speed RAM. I wanted 6000 because I know that's your sweet spot. It runs good, and I'm thinking maybe that was the issue. Wouldn't boot up, and I don't have any, AM5 RAM, AMD, Gen 5 RAM laying around. And at first, I thought it was the power supply. I bought a new power supply, so I switched it out from. I had to take my other one apart, and nope, it was the same thing. But anyway, yeah, it's just a lot of troubleshooting. Plug and pray for sure. But so I took it back, and then they didn't give me no problems at all. And I returned the motherboard, the CPU, and the RAM. I just to credit put it back on my credit card. But I still went there. I went back and where build your own, and I talking to the guy. So I was going to get like an MSI board. So I picked up an Asus. Is what I use now. It's what I have my 5-year-old machine to the right of me. Well, they're both here, and I wanted something so it had some white in it, as you can see on there, like the thermals. It covers up the thermals and the chokes or whatever they're called, the chokes, and so it's kind of white in there. And anyway, so I got that one. It didn't have no it. What problems did I? I did have. It took me, maybe an hour and a half, hour and 20 minutes to put everything together. It's so easy to plug everything in and just anyway. And it booted right up, right? But and I had to go to buy, set up the time, make the time right, and then I load up my installed thumb drive that I had with Windows 11 on there, and I mean I get an error almost immediately saying this is not compatible. Your hardware is not compatible with Windows 11. What the heck? Wait a minute. I know you have to have T. I forgot what it is. This thing you had to have enabled in, and it was. And man, I couldn't figure it out. Why am I getting this error? And so as soon as I Googled it, and I have a lot of friends that they have their own businesses. I was going to go to them. They do this all the time. And but as soon as I Googled it, I found it. I had this this hard drive. It's called a actually it's on there. It's a I forgot the name of it, but it's I had to format the hard drive. Say, as soon as you get into Windows, install this, you can get to the command prompt, which I did, and I had to use this part, which is formatting tool. It's been in Windows for years, right? I've used it before, but I had to clean the disk and make it MBR, and then it wasn't too much, and then it starts installing. But now Microsoft, they make you do they want you to do a Microsoft login with a Microsoft account, which I don't want to do. So you got to put another while you're installing Windows 11. You got to do another command so it can bypass that, because I don't want to be logged into having to log into Microsoft all the time, and that worked. And so everything was going good. And today I was in Discord with a friend of mine, and it crashed on me. I had about six tabs open in Chrome. And I said, man, what? So I ran a program. It's called Who Crash, and it's kind of pertaining to the graphics card. I have a RTX 4060 graphics card. It's the top gen, but it's not it's a little lower end, but it's they haven't come out with 5 yet. Anyway, but it's good for me. I don't game. I don't do video editing. So it was the error message was pertaining to a driver, and I was just using Windows will use some generic drivers, built, and it was like a year old one. So I did get went to NVIDIA, got the current driver for this, and yeah, of course that was only the one time I crashed, so it's doing good. I haven't been on it too long, and I'll see how this goes. But I was doing some stuff now where I'm going through, not now, but I was going through OBS, and it locked up on me. OBS itself, not the whole computer or anything. And I had to stop that, and I tried. I have the software for my webcam, which is the Elgato Face Cam. Um, I had to stop that and then select it by itself. And it's working fine right now. So why did I go for a gaming motherboard? It's just more powerful since you're into music. Well, for that, that's just it doesn't mean I have to use it for gaming, but I want a better motherboard and the main thing, a graphics card for when I'm doing streaming. It's going to help here mainly when I'm doing video editing. I don't do 4K, but you need for DaVinci Resolve. If you try to run that, it's a video editing software. You try to run that with add a dedicated memory. Good luck. Yeah, because I've had I think that version 18 something out. I had a laptop. It was a pretty high end laptop. Well, it's 10 years old now. I gave it to my daughter, 8 years old. It wouldn't play. It wouldn't run DaVinci Resolve. Some of the older versions, but it wouldn't. Didn't it had a 2 GB dedicated graphics card on it, but it wouldn't run it. But my AM4 runs it fine. Like I have a 2070 on it, RTX 2070 with 8 GB of RAM, and the computer I just sold, which was a AM4, but it had a little. It was AM5. What it had a 3060X, and I had just like a Radeon like 580, real lower end video card, but it had 8 gigs of RAM. That ran DaVinci Resolve fine. So that was really good, and I sold that for 400. Anyway, but I just like every 5 years I like to do something new. You know what I mean? But this was all right. So I was already last night I was playing with I have Reaper installed. I have my Helix Native. So with my guitar effects was working fine. Everything, I haven't recorded anything, but I was in a hangout with Charles Green last night, just testing some stuff, and so the guitar sounded fine. It'll sound fine. I'm not no Charles Green, but I think now I gotta turn that stuff on up. Well, let's see what happens. I need to test this thing, make sure nothing's gonna crash on me. All right, let me open let's open Reaper. All right, let me let's see how that works. All right, turn that off. Turn that off. All right. Let's stop the. All right, and now I'm going to switch. Let's make sure everything is working, and of course it's not. Now, why is my sound not working? Because I'm not plugged up. It helps when you have it plugged up, right? It always helps when you have your guitar plugged up. All right, let me do this without dropping anything. Ugh. All right. Let me make sure my that's on. Yep, that's on. And I'm going to switch. I have to switch the input in here. I won't have the mic, but you'll be able to hear the guitar, hopefully. So let me go in here, and let me know if you can hear the sound. All right. Let me see when I switch. This is the way Charles does it, and like unless you have hardware to do it. Okay, so I'm going to turn that off. That on, and. So it's working, huh? Yeah, this guitar is, I've been on this cheap guitar kick for like the last year and a half. This is a Leo James Monsoon, and actually I have a Telly style one. But anyway, there's a guy I follow on YouTube called the Ball Shredder, and he recommends this guitar. He recommends this guitar. He lives out of California, and he went to NAMM, and he met the guy Leo James from China, I think it's from China. Yeah, and he suggested, why don't you make a guitar with these specs? And this is one of the ones he made, and he made a version 2 of this, the Monsoon. And I was thinking about getting that one because there was little things wrong with it. I did have when I first got it, I was wanted to change strings. So I think he had 10s on here, and I wanted 9s. And I wanted to oil up the fretboard. And then the bottom pick, they're not the bottom pick. The bottom pickup, it's not real centered, or it's like a little wobbly. And I was going to put something in it. But the new ones he redid, he fixed all the issues the first gen had, and but it still plays fine. Now I wasn't playing it for a while. Then I picked it up again, and I was like fretting out. I I forget what fret it was, and I had bought all tools to do my own setups. Because just getting into doing my own setup. And I'll practice on these cheap guitars. I don't know about my expensive ones. So I took the strings off, and I checked the fret rocker. I had about five high frets, and I don't have the big one to where they do it all at one time. The follow fret. So I'm just going to do it individually, and I have a crowning follow. So just got one of my follows out. Just started taking my time out. Just did a little bit. Put the fret rocker on, and as soon as it was level, I stopped, and I used the crowning tool, and damn enough, I got all that, all the where it was fretting out was gone. It just played good, and I have all these different. I got a couple different ways I can shine them. I have the Matt. How you doing? So I have these. What do you call those kind where it's got the different grits, like sandpaper to do. You start out with like a higher grit and work all the way up, and I can cut them to size. I didn't feel like I just got one of the higher grits and started, going over the frets to shine them up. But I probably should, because you can still see some of the tool marks that I left. You can't feel them, but you can see a little bit. But it just plays really good. It's a $230 I think I paid for it, and it's got a Nico 5s. Of course, it might not be but it sounds good. It sounds really good to me. It just has, no tone, just a volume, and it's fine. And it plays. Yeah, I'm gonna. So I didn't have any. I didn't have any crashes. Good, no crashes yet. I mean, no whole where the one crash out in here. It just rebooted on me before I put the correct updated driver for my GPU. But if you want to, here, let me give you a little look on here. This is the one. This is one we're on right here. Ooh, I'm shaking. I wanted, like I said, all white build. So even though the motherboards are not really white, but the thermals, it's white, and it goes over the chokes and whatever the MOSFETs, whatever they're called, the controls the heat or the power, and of course the whole case is white. And this Thermalright Assassin 120, and this thing was so easy to put on. I mean, just what a pleasure that was to put on compared to the one on my other computer. I was thinking about doing water cooling, but I don't know. It's just the idea of putting water in the computer, but these all-in-one water coolers, which they're not going to. You shouldn't have any problems with them unless you cut something by accident. It's the ones that people just do it themselves, do the custom water cooler. But I like it because it's got a low footprint. You can, it doesn't cover everything. Like this, I don't have. I mean, real quick, I don't have RGB memory in here, and it's covering it up anyway. If it did, it's like right underneath here on this right side. You can't see it. I can't get. Actually, here you can. Oh, okay. Anyway, my memory is like it's hard to see. I can't get the camera. There you go. So I got 2 sticks of memory, and it's covered it up, a little bit, so you wouldn't see. So if I got RGB, you would see the glow, but I didn't get RGB. I just it works. Um, and I might put more fans in here. The only fans that are RGB is the three. I have three in the front, one in the back. The one in the back is not. But the case came with a hub, an RGB fan hub. That's pretty makes things a lot easier. 4 years is Matt. Is it all in one, or you said a custom made one? Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I can't get. I would never get into those ones where you change your wooder and all that stuff, and yeah, I don't. But the all in one should be all right. They don't need more attention because I know the pump can go up in them. Yeah, I just like Sean. I just like doing something that. While I still have my mind that I'm not, getting senile yet. I still like, just doing this stuff. But I tell you, I was like when I had that first motherboard that I had to return, and you get. So I got to pack everything up, and you got to make sure, you pack everything up. You don't want to miss anything. And I was missing 4 screws. I couldn't find what I did with them. I'm going crazy, and they were underneath my keyboard, and I'm pretty laid back, but I can start throwing things. When things don't work, and I busted one of my tripods. Ah, but I told Margaret, my wife, I said, I'm not going to scream if something doesn't work. I'm not going to scream because I know I didn't do anything. You think you don't do anything wrong. So I did. I'm pretty, positive. I don't, I've done these, like say, enough times. Um, anyway, when I got this, like I said, it only took like an hour and 20 minutes or something like that. Not less, like an hour and a half less than that. And then you got to, yeah, and then I was ready to boot it up, and it did. And, as soon as it booted up, everything was working. The lights all came on, and it booted up to the BIOS, and then the trouble with installing Windows a little bit on there. But so far it's pretty good. Pretty outside that one crash with the video drivers. Hopefully it's all right. Yeah, so you got the all in one. Yeah, they're all Matt. Yeah, they're all right. I thought about buying one of them because I just like the with the RGB, it just looks so cool. You don't have this big bulky thing like the air. But you know what, Sean, I had when I was thought about getting a new computer because like I said, my old one's about 5 years old now, I guess. And I said, well, maybe I'll get a laptop. So I did. I went to we have these stores, or I don't know where you live, Sean, but they have these stores throughout the country called Micro Center, and they're like computer stuff enthusiasts. They sell all the things, TVs and stuff too, and electronic stuff. They got about 27 or all over the country. So they have one in Maryland it's about 50 miles, 45, 50 miles from me. And but I couldn't decide if I wanted to build one myself or let me get a laptop because I don't have any laptop. Oh yeah, they're headquartered. Sean, they are Micro Center is headquartered. I'm pretty sure out of Ohio. I think they originated out there. I don't know where. I don't know where in Ohio, but I'm pretty sure they originated out of Ohio. You can look it up. But so I got a laptop. I got a what did I get? I got an Acer or Nitro something, and it was actually it was probably about the same as I put in here, and of course I'm getting a lot more. I mean that had a 460 built-in 460 card video. My main, so I probably would have kept it, but I couldn't when I had my video camera up and using OBS, like to record through OBS. I couldn't get no. It was just real glitchy. I couldn't get no matter. I only had I think 4 USB ports. Here I think 12. I think I got eight in the back, and three on or 11, three up front here. Um, Sean, me too. I'm from Baltimore. We're at Baltimore. We're from Baltimore. You from Hun? We're at Baltimore. I grew up in a city. Moved to Randallstown. My wife's from Dundalk. Dundalk. We're at. How about that? Baltimore, Maryland. And I only go there. I only go there like there you go. Yeah, I knew their headquarters somewhere in Ohio. Yeah, yeah. Let me know where at in Baltimore, Sean. But I won't go. I don't go down. I don't go. I haven't been to an Oriole game in 7 years. I just don't care to go downtown. And I'm only there to see if I'm going to Micro Center or to see family. I got a brother and sister, a couple sisters still live there. I won't go. I live in Pennsylvania. Okay, Glen Burnie. My wife has family in Glen Burnie. Um, or did. I think their names were Humphrey or something like that. Yeah. And we would take the now my sister in law, my wife's sister in law, she had a flower shop. She just sold it recently. It was called Jennifer's Flowers. We used to take the it used to be the Key Bridge. There's no more bridge now. She used to take the Key Bridge over there from where she lives over there. But anyway, uh, yeah, that's not. I mean, where Micro Center is on Paring Parkway. That's not too bad there. But my downtown Baltimore, I don't want nothing to do with that. Yeah, but I knew Glen Burnie. That's where I got my license at. My driver's license and then my truck driver's license. We got it there. Um, and they have a good. They have a. I know they have a. There's a guitar center on Ritchie Highway that I haven't been to in years. You probably remember Bill's Music House on Frederick Avenue. He just died. The guy, I forget his name. The guy, Bill, I forget. He just died recently. Um, yeah, Glen Burnie. No, not I don't know. Well, I haven't been there in years, but yeah, I just like I said, I don't go to Baltimore too much. I don't feel I should. Not that I'm not bringing politics into this. Yeah, I was at the aquarium one time. I think one time. Well, I've been at the Civic Center a lot. Not recently, but my first concerts were at the Baltimore Civic Center. Actually, I was talking. Who was I talking to yesterday about it? I can't. Who was that? Somebody recently. I trying to think the first concert ever went to. I think it was at the Civic Center. I think I saw Johnny Winter. I know I saw Johnny Winter there, but then I saw another. They had what they call it was called a heavy metal Sunday, and this is I would go by myself back then. I didn't think about like I am not being safe then, but I went to a heavy metal Sunday. They had all these different bands playing. I don't know. Steppenwolf was one of them. I think Blue Oyster Cult, and I'm thinking in my mind that Aerosmith was there before they were real big. This is like in the mid 70s, 74. I was like 19 or 20. I think it is. I think it's still there. Don't quote me on it. I mean, how long ago was it that you were there? Yeah, I think the Constellation is there, um, or they might have moved it somewhere else. I don't know. It's been so long. I have been. I'm trying to think when I was at downtown last. We went to. I know I went to a ball game with my son. It's like 6 or 7 years ago. My estranged son that I don't have nothing to do with anymore. Um, I'm trying to think when was I there since. I don't think so. Maybe one other time. But my sister still lives there in Baltimore. My brother lives. He lives on like Bowley's quarters. Benji's driving. I don't know if you remember that. Benji's driving. He lives by there. And I don't. We get together once a month, once or every other month. We take turns. We play game, double dominance, whatever. But I haven't flown on a plane. I haven't been to BWI in 2005 was the last time I flew. Oh, Fort McHenry. You got Fort McHenry out there. Yeah, yeah, I hear you. Where are you at now, Sean? What state are you in now? So I'm in Hanover, PA. Only maybe 50 miles from Baltimore. I don't think it's more than 50 miles if I go right downtown. I don't think. around somewhere around there, 55 miles somewhere. But so I live in like South Central Pennsylvania. Oh man, we got that revenants of Debbie this morning. Okay, sure. We got that revenants of Debbie this morning. Oh my God, I went. I'm a night owl, but I've been going to bed a little earlier. I went to bed I think 2 o'clock yesterday, 2 a.m., which is good for me. Anyway, my phone starts going off, with the alert thing, tornado thing, and this is around 8:30 and effective till 9. If you live in a mobile home, you might as well forget it. That's where we live, and but we didn't. Just a lot of rain. We last 3 days we've been getting a lot of rain, but it's still overcast. But the worst of everything passed us. Luckily, I'm really high up. Well, I mean, not that you can still have tornadoes being high up, but we're really high up on the hill, so we don't, it doesn't bother us too much. Um, but yeah, Baltimore, yeah, actually, and they had at the pier there, Pier 6. I saw they had all these different bands playing there. We went in the '80s. We saw late '80s. We saw Mark Farner, but he wasn't with Bram Funk, but he was playing some of the same songs. Mark Farner, Bachman Turner Overdrive. I was a big fan of them. Saw them. I think Rare Earth, Dr. Hook, and the Medicine Chest was playing there. Um, I haven't seen a whole lot of bands. And they had the Capitol Center. I don't even remember that. It's like right outside of Washington. And I saw ACDC there. It's cool. I think they demolished it. ACDC. I saw them there. I saw Chicago open up for the Beach Boys there. Yeah, yeah. But I was in Ohio once. I went to a Linux Fest, and they had it in Columbus, Ohio, because this it's Linux is like an alternate operating system, open source operating system. There's like a billion versions of that. If you don't want to use Windows, you can use some form of Linux. And I was kind of like I used to do all this tech stuff on computers before I got back into guitar playing. And so my virtual friends, all my friends, I meet online. So we all met up at they had this Ohio Linux Fest. They have them all over the place. So I was there in 2000, I think it was 13 or 14, 2013 or 14. So it was about 10 years ago. And some of the guys I met online, quite a few of we all met there. A geeky thing. But I'm not into fixing computers. I mean, I used to fix computers on the side. I just don't do it unless it's for close friends or something like that. But it just got bad. You fix a computer. A lot of people mainly would get viruses. They would go on porn sites and they call me up in the middle of the night and say, "What did you do? What'd you do?" And I can see evidence where they went. And I just don't. I just for friends. Close friends and most of them they just don't know how to do something. They don't know how to back stuff up or. But I still like working on. I like I said, haven't done anything in 5 years. I wanted to build a new computer before I start losing my. I'm 60. I just turned 69, and I still got my wits with me for the most part. For the most part. And but I like helping. Like people don't. Like the people that help online that if they're using a DAW, software to get their guitar effects. I like helping people don't know how to do that. I like, because I helped quite I don't know, 3 or 4 people, whatever it is. Charles, I guess, and we're like good friends now. 6 months now, I guess it is. The ball shredder, which he's a smart guy. I just told him he'll still hang out. We did not a live hangout in here. I said just do this because he's been doing ball shredder. He's an unbelievable guitar player, and he's been doing reviews for a long time. He just never did live streams. He couldn't figure out, and he uses guitar effects in his DAW, some Line 6, some real old DAW. Anyway, I just told him try this and see if it works, and it worked. And the guy gave me he sent me one of his guitars for helping him. He does these low budget guitars, but he's an unbelievable player, and he won't. I think he said he's in his 50s, early 50s. He's never owned a Gibson, less Gibson or a Fender. He buys these cheap guitars, and you can't tell if he's playing on $100 guitar or, I mean, he can fix it up, and he's just a really good guitar player. So that was pretty nice. And I helped Charles. I helped Richard James, the ball shredder. It's his real name. No relation to Leo James, but although he interviewed him at the NAMM show. And who else? Who else did help? I forgot there's another guy I helped recently too. He comes in here. He was on Ryan's show one time. The guy with the reddish hair. I can't remember his name. He was a nice guy. I helped him. And, he's pretty computer literate. So I just told him, get this. And it worked. I didn't have to, we might have talked a little bit, but he got it. He got it working. See, I live in mobile home park. I don't have any amps. I had a Boss Katana 100. And just even keep that on low if I wasn't using headphones, because I could use that as an interface too. My wife would yell, it would be too loud, especially in a mobile home. All right, my ground. Pasadena. Okay, Pasadena is by Glen Burnie, and Towson is further east. Towson is where Micro Center is. It's like right around Towson. York Road. Pasadena is part of like Severn, Maryland, or somewhere around there. I don't. Funny thing, I had a grandfather before I was ever born. I had a grandfather that had a store in the city, but this is 80 years, 100 years ago, but way before I was born. Um, but Easy Market around. Oh, he had one. He had one there and one in town. So I get him. I got you. Um, I don't. It. I can't remember. Easy Market. Easy Market sounds kind of familiar. Yeah. You met, I don't know if you. I don't know how long you've been here. Remember Luskin's? There used to be like electronics store where they sell TV stereos. Jack Luskin's, the cheapest guy in town. And he was a crook too. He was bad. Luskin's, the cheapest guy in town. But that was Steve. He's a good fella. Um, okay, I'm getting a little confused here. Um, I tell you, when I had the computer on and the door closed and the air is not popping on, it gets really hot in here, and it's still humid out. It's still with all that rain. I thought the humidity would. It's still up there, but let's see what I was going to say. But everything. Let me turn that guitar on again, and I'll just show you how bad I can play some more. Uh, some real bad guitar. Ah, don't bang it. But I'll just dangle. So again, when I have the guitar on, I can't. I have to switch the input. I don't see it's going through my interface, but in my Focusrite 2i2. But I don't have my XLR mic. I don't have hooked up, so I just got a USB. All right, so let me change the audio input to change it to cable output. All right, I made a fool of myself enough. Whew, man, it's hot. I guess you can hear me. Um, there's Laurie. Look, and Laurie. It's a D zone. Must be all the birthday cake. No, I'm not eating. No, I lost 57 pounds, Laurie. I haven't eaten any cake. Um, and actually, I can eat. I can eat a piece of cake. My trouble before is I would eat the whole cake and leave a piece for somebody else. But I would eat the whole cake. I'm not doing that. Thank you, thank you. Or you're going live tonight, aren't you, Laurie? 12 a.m. I think it is. 12 a.m. I will be there. I I had no. I didn't. I've been doing real good. I've been having. I started this diet April 10th, right? And last maybe last month and a half, like every 10 days, I've been binging, right? Maybe I say binging, but more I eat more than I should. The thing is, I can have a slice of pizza. That's not going to hurt me. One slice of pizza is not bad, plain pizza. Yeah, I saw that. I was thinking about that. I was thinking about doing it, but I don't know if I could plan anything with that. I was thinking about it. But anyway, one slice of pizza is not going to hurt. So we had my yesterday, my sister-in-law and brother, my wife's sister and her husband came over, and we got pizza. So I just had one pizza. Then I was eating salad and chicken, and then she made some kind of crumb cake thing, whatever. I had two teeny pieces, like maybe four forkfuls, if that. The thing is, I need to get in my head that if I do something wrong, I don't have to go crazy and start and like say, oh, I ruined it, and just start eating like a mental man. That's what I'm trying to get through my head because all the 80,000 times I lost weight before, now I'm running out of time. I mean, I'm also telling myself I don't want to get where I can't put my freaking shoes on like I was before almost. Yeah, moderation, right. And I don't have to cheat. I don't have to eat 5,000 calories. I don't have to go off. And but I have done bad like 4 or 5 times in the last 2 months. Not every week, every 10 days or something like. And I'm still losing weight. I not this. Usually I'm losing like 2 pounds out of the first week. I lost 11 pounds. They'd like 3 and 4 pounds, and mainly 2 pounds, 1 pound, two. Week before last, I had a 5 pound weight loss, and last week it was 2 pounds. So still losing, even though I had these bad days. But I didn't keep it up. If I had a bad day, I was back on it or didn't eat much the next day. I've just got to keep it in mind, and I don't want to get physically like I was because it was so hard functioning. You can't, not to gross anybody. Yeah, you can't cut your own toenails. And my wife don't want. She has a thing with feet. She don't want to do. She don't want nothing to do with feet. She wouldn't. And but now I can do. I can tie my shoes. I can do all kinds of stuff. I can. Oh, here's my new. Here's this is my new toy. Um, so I just put that together yesterday. Laurie, so my Big Mitch 2.0. My other one is I did 5 years ago, and this one, just a new AMD computer. So, all right, I don't know who's left in here. We had like 12 people in here. I think it went about just about excuse me about an hour, and it's not crashing. OBS was acting a little funky, but so far so good. I only had this one crash from where the computer rebooted, but I think it was a video card driver, which I updated that. Knock on wood. Knock, 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 knock. So hopefully we're all right now. So, and Laurie, I'm going to try to be there 12 o'clock tonight, and I'm pretty sure I will. Sean, thanks for stopping in. Laurie, thanks for stopping in. Matt, who else is here? Um, uh, Nightbot, oh, that's me. Captain Craig was here. But it says 12 people, but I guess people aren't commenting. Or too many people aren't commenting. That's fine. Oh, Rick Hefner was in here earlier. Well, thanks for stopping by. I want to do this testing, and I want to do. I try to go through EMUX. It's like StreamYards, and it's not as easy to set up. It's got more features in there, but it's not as easy to set up. And I was trying to go live in there, and it said I can't. I wasn't making it for far ahead of time. So I just came back in here. but it doesn't matter. So I got to figure out what's going on with EMUX. So guys, thanks for stopping in. Y'all be safe. Have a good weekend and stay dry. It looks like the worst of our storms is over. Thank God. I don't want to be getting woke up, 8:30 in the morning, tornado watch or warning. I don't want that scary as anything. So, all right, guys, have a good weekend, Sean, and everybody else that's still here. Be safe. So I shall see you later. Bye, guys. Bye, guys.